What's going on YouTube? It's Okie Dokie, and today I have some exciting news. So as you can see here, Valve released a new update for TF2, and this update is supposedly supposed to patch a lot of the issues that have been caused by bots and things like that, just the terrible ones that would just spam the different audio clips and things and just make the game really hard to play. And these bots have just been terrible and have made the game almost unplayable. But Valve does have a sort of solution to this, and we can go into detail about that. So it looks like it says right here that they restricted certain new accounts from using chat in official matchmaking modes, and it says that work is ongoing to mitigate the use of new and free accounts for abusive purposes. So I'm really curious to see how exactly they're going to do this, because that would be kind of unfair to newer players who are just starting to want to play the game, and they want to, you know, join in on some of the action and use the voice chat feature. And I feel like you could totally miss out if you had that option taken away from you if you were a newer player. But it says that they're using ways, and they're coming up with new ways to figure out which ones are using it for abusive purposes and to target those ones. So I'm really curious to see how Valve is going to do that. It also says that they added enabled text chat and enable voice chat options at the top of the advanced options. Okay, so this right here is a two-sided coin. So I feel like a lot of information is conveyed in the text chat, you know, at the bottom of your screen when you're playing. You can see that, you know, people are calling for a medic. You can see other people calling out places where there's maybe a sniper or something like that. And honestly, it's super helpful for if you have a strong collaborative team that wants to get something done. So it's a great tool to actually benefit your team and make you guys win those points. So the text chat is actually a very strong and important part of Team Fortress 2, and I couldn't imagine, you know, disabling that. That being said, if the bots do join and they start spamming things like that, you know, you would potentially disable that chat, but then you would also lose out on a lot of those essential callbacks from your teammates, you know, pointing out where the enemy is, or, you know, if somebody's popping Uber. So in that sense, it would be kind of terrible, and it's sort of like an all or nothing option at this point. Same thing for the voice chat. I've had a lot of funny events with the voice chat, and I honestly can't imagine playing TF2 without the voice chat. Some of the funniest games have involved the voice chat. And I feel like that is, you know, that's essential to Team Fortress 2. And if you disable that, it definitely changes the play style that you're going to be playing, and it almost makes it feel like you're more of a solo person and not really working together as a team. But that's just my take on it. It also says that they updated the report player dialog to include more details so players can make informed decisions about who they're reporting. So I honestly haven't seen that, but I'm going to take a look into that in just a second. You can see later on in the video. But according to my brother, he said that it's definitely a lot more advanced, and it gives you a lot more information to fill out when you're creating a report to report to Valve if there's somebody abusing the game or just being cancerous. So that's something to also think about. And then it looks like they also changed some just minor little things. And of course, we have the good old-fashioned update the localization files. So this update is definitely a step in the right direction. I think that Valve has good intentions, you know, and trying to patch these sort of issues. But I feel like they are kind of late at this point, because a lot of the player base has just stopped playing TF2, and a lot of them have moved on to other games. And it's a little sad to see these people kind of giving up. But you know, that's a part of a game. All games do eventually come to an end, but with a community as strong as this one, it does make me a little bit sad to see how strong we have been in the past, and also see these people kind of just moving on and just completely ignoring the game until something gets fixed. And in this case, it's a step in the right direction, but again, it's not necessarily the best thing right now. So here's an idea for Valve that I just have off the top of my head. So one thing that you could do, and I know that certain games do this, but this option would be to control the time that you could use the voice chat. So a lot of bots just use the sound pad, you know, and then they play whatever sound through their speakers, and then they use that to broadcast through their in-game mic, and then it's literally just mirroring whatever's playing on the sound pad and then just spewing that out to the game. So that's how that does that, and that's how I sometimes do that, and I have some fun in the games, you know, playing sound effects and stuff like that. But one way that Valve could actually actually potentially stop this, or hinder it at least, is create almost like a cooldown for your voice, to where you could only use the voice chat for maybe 5 seconds at a time and then let it cool down for 5 seconds or so. You know, this wouldn't be the best thing, but this would definitely be a little bit of a deterrent, so that the bots wouldn't be able to just completely voice chat 100% of the time. I feel like they should also implement some sort of rejoin cooldown. So like if you get kicked from a game, or if somebody starts to kick you, you wouldn't be able to join or queue up for another game for a couple of minutes, just as a precaution, so that all these bots don't just instantly join the same game again. Because once somebody actually starts that vote to get, you know, the bot kicked, they automatically leave, and then the vote isn't passed, and then they just join the same game, and then they continue right off where they were, and it's just absolutely terrible. So I think if Valve did a cooldown for the rejoins, and also did a sort of limited time that you could use your voice chat for, and then maybe also have a cooldown for that, I think that would definitely help out a lot. So let's actually step into a game and see exactly what this will look like. All right, so we are in a game real quick, and it looks like, yes, we still cannot kick anybody on the opposite team, which is, yeah, that makes sense why. But we can, however, report players still on the opposite team. But when you go to do so, you actually have a couple more options here from what I can remember. And I think I've only reported somebody once or twice way back in the day. I just haven't done it in a long time, just because I don't know, I just never did. But yeah, here you can see that they have a cheating, idle, and AFK option, harassment, and griefing options. So as you can see, we have some more options, it looks like, at least from what I can remember. So I definitely do think that Valve is heading in the right direction here, and it's good to see that they're still, you know, at least trying to keep the game in a playable state. And you know, I do know that that's a loose term, but this does show that Valve still means well. And I do know that it does seem like, you know, the next major update may never really come, but I'm still pretty thankful that Valve is, you know, taking these little steps towards, you know, fixing the game. And again, these aren't really concrete solutions to these problems of these bots, but they do provide an option to turn off the chats. And I'm actually really glad that they expanded on the option to report players on the other team. I think it's definitely going to be helpful when Valve is trying to, you know, carry out these specific actions and actually banning the players who need to be banned. So yeah, I'm really glad they added that. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I wanted to say thank you all for staying tuned. Don't worry, you guys, I'm still working on some new content right now, so please stay tuned for that. Oh, I also wanted to say thank you all so much for reaching 16,000 followers on my Instagram, and we just reached 1.7k subs on this YouTube channel. So yeah, we just hit 1,700 subs. I can't believe that. That's honestly really awesome. It's super cool to, you know, to see this growth, and even though it's not, you know, significant growth, well, at least with this YouTube channel, like my Instagram's kind of taken off a little bit, and I'm super happy about that. But this YouTube channel is growing, you know, it's going slowly but surely. So once again, I do want to give you all a huge thank you to all my amazing subscribers. Well, I'd say that about wraps things up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name's Okie Dokie, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Shout out to Orc for the free scrap.
Thank you, Orc.